the far side who don't know the match has kicked off. Well, it has, and it started in disastrous fashion. From Bradford's point of view, and out of play, and it means that Wakefield will get the ball back right at the start from the kickoff.
Yeah, it's a horror start for the Bulls, isn't it? Corner win. Jade and Nicarima just getting, you can see they're looking at each other straight away. They need to have a bit more dominance there.
Well, they're taking it quickly and they're driving it in here. Lolosio is finding himself only 5 metres away. There's about 1,000 fans from Wakefield who travel over for this one. So renewed confidence they have this season, isn't it? And here's Staunton who's trying to bully his way over, but he's going to be held up on the back, of course, just a yard or two away. Truman, another set of six as well. Jim Truman was on the ball and he was pulled and brought up just a few miles up the road from here in Queens. Almost back away tonight.
2 miles away.
This now is.
If you're doing on 10,000 a year, you use it for someone else.
Yeah, but
Smoothie. Picking up and delivering the big gun will smash for
I'm not going to use it every week. Every week.
Still tackles in the back though in these early stages. Truman again
So,
switching
I mean,
it.
if you look at Jessica,
From Johnson back on the inside. The only touch that Bradford have had so far has been a fumble into
people
touch.
people do 50
And they've been
miles.
made to pay with that Tom Johnston finish.
It was coming. You can just see that they're trying to
So,
get the front door down.
some weeks when you're not going to do all
The pass from Tyson Smoothie, and then the left edge, the catch and pass from Will Tate to Tom Johnson. You see here the mistake. They gave the field position to Wakefield in the opening seconds of the game. That ball out there, the catch and pass, the cut-out ball to Tate. Tom Johnston just finishes over into the corner.
How was that actually said?
He gets his 13th try this season. And this is his 11th game, Dave.
Well, they are in sparkling form at the moment, Wakefield, aren't they? Trying
I want to get more
to
yeah, I want to get
in the background. So it is good to go from the touchline.
I don't understand how.
I mean, for a coach, been a
Because of some people who use it like a taxi.
losing one of his big players, and now
I mean, that's I said, man. I thought that
losing
she
her
just
in these early stages as well.
Against the team there, the
It's 20 miles a day.
got that win over the champions last week.
First
First time.
100 miles.
Okay, I've lost it.
140 miles a week. So it's still not
Big
like
win for Wakefield.
Josh Raw is not one of the regular kickers this season. He's only landed 3 so far. The Jarrett will simply on the field and with some element of predictability. He's not managed to hit the target with Blackfield. Like not target in his opening stages, 4-0 mainly.
thousands of signs.
Passing there on the end of it. Catch and pass for
That's
Tate, a little bit of pressure.
Why would you go over 100 miles? Why would you supposed to
Some
do
people
The introduction
might
by
work
the
at the office
as the
20
new
miles a day before you go
from
out.
Bradford's point of view.
it? Then they'll turn around and go to
I wish it could actually be
Because you can follow them you can do the routine, you can
They're
translate, you
responding here in terms of
get more
putting some pressure on
work.
defensively. Finger who takes his side 20 metres or so from his own line. Spot to Truman again. Move there once more. Getting on with it by Sabata. There seems to be a lot of messing about there. The referee decides it's Bradford who are at fault. And this disastrous start continues here because Wakefield get another set inside their opponent's half.
He's got a bit to answer for here. Nicarima comes up with the mistake and then gives away the penalty on tackle 4. Real coach killer then, Dave. Now they're going to have to defend another set here.
They haven't touched the ball so far. They will take with a carry back inside the Bradford half. A crack on that mistake. Here's Tabango putting it wide. Little ball dropped inside, but Banganar with a push. His dad's here tonight. Let's say Banganar.
He's got company as well, isn't he? Robbie and Henry Paul there too.
Popping it back inside for a central run for Staunton. Vibrant start by Trinity and looking to add a little more pressure as well here. Bradford's defence is being asked an awful lot of at the moment. Smoothie back to Truman. And a little kick into that in-goal area that might be dealing with, he does. And Ethan Ryan, I think, putting a foot on the line anyway, and it's going to be a dropout underneath the sticks.
Yeah, well, there's only 5 minutes gone there, but I think there's plenty of points here for Wakefield tonight. They just look like they're in the mood at the moment. They're completely dominating the opening 5 minutes. Of course, there's still a load of game time left, but I just think this Wakefield side are going to completely take these Bulls apart.
The only 5 minutes of this is as one-sided as the last 5 minutes of England-Argentina last night, isn't it? 100% possession at the moment for Wakefield. And they should, all things being equal, get it back again, and they do. And a chance to build pressure again. This drains a lot of energy out of the Bradford tank as well, doesn't it?
Certainly does, Dave, yeah. Far from an ideal start.
Alessio. Susie, with all his troubles again next year. McMeekan. It's easy for the referee to hear.
This time just flips the legs above the horizontal there on Mike McMeekan. Stefanga just drops him underneath, and McMeekan there just trying to get a few more yards, and the legs go up, and it's a penalty here, so it's another set.
Well, it's a reflection of how much domination they've had. Stefanga with a good offload as well, and here comes a step back on the inside. Recovery. So make sure that Alessio doesn't get over. It's Lawford. He bats a little run. Miles Lawford. There's a gang of them waiting for him. Smoothly now. Oh, it's an interception. But gifted a place inside the defender's half as Albertis will take it on. Well, they trouble the distance of 2 tackles. This now is Sutton. Solid resistance. Ackles. It's with Nicarima. Now just popping it back for Fulton. Quickly up there goes Ackles again. It's Nella once more in that pivotal role. Nicarima with a short pass, but Wakefield's defence is ready for that. The Bulls looking to resume. And what will be tackle 5 here? Mella again. That goes scurry and a scamper from him, but not to the effect that he would have hoped. So last play here for Bradford. Can they land a punch when it comes to Akin, who goes left to Blake, and Blake with a little rubber kick through. There's a football on the floor. It's a clear up. Wakefield will get it back. And my goodness, what a change in dimensions to the game.
Yeah, well, it took Chris Atkin just to roll the dice and pitch from the pocket of the Wakefield right edge. And we do ever so well to scramble back and see that set out defensively.
That's what I was thinking, to see him back, of course, this last couple of weeks. They've got to roll away.
Griffiths is just going to have a chat now because that's too many penalties and the alternate exchanges here.
You have the opportunity to go inside. You have the opportunity to go outside. You work yourself to the front, out to the front. That's that one individually. That's the third one penalty. You need to get it right.
Conversation going on. So referee Marcus Griffiths making his point. Wakefield again just giving an opportunity to travel that field here.
Yeah, the group there from Tyson Smooth, he just sees them on the halfway line. Just cross over and he'll be pulled down 40 metres away now.
An extra 3 or 4 yards there as well, didn't he? Here's Smoothie. This is McMeekan who hits hard and again reaches out for contact, just countering an extra 3 or 4 steps before he's dealt with. It's Mangalar who thinks about the switch of direction. Well, they've motored their way, muscled their way into strike position again. Sleuthing. He goes to Truman. Lawford finds himself closed down by Blake and Cage. It's kept alive and it's pushed again by Manganar. Ground where he's down as a folk hero remains at folk hero, and he might just here have given the video referee calls for balls.
Make sure the ball gets the wall.
The referee himself was quite close, but just wants to make sure that there's no angle here to prove that this wasn't scored. Let's hear from the video referee, Chris Kendall.
Okay, it's tackled forward with a line called no try, which you can see if the ball ever gets to the ground. So you can see on that angle the ball does get to the ground, but I can't see the hand. Have we got any other angles? Possibly camera 9. Okay, so again, I can't see the hand on that, but given that the ball is at the elbow, it's unlikely that his hand is still on the ball at that point. I'm just going to see if any other angles show me anything else. Camera 8. No, we're going to camera 2. Okay, like I say, the ball is on the ground. But if we look at camera 2 and then camera 9, I have insufficient evidence to say that this ball is grounded with his hand still on the ball. So it's going to be no try.
Well, I'll tell you how confident Wakefield were. Josh Rourke's got the kick into you, and the rest of his teammates are back in their own half. Wakefield unlucky there.
It's a try for me, Dave.
Yeah, I thought it was a try.
100%. He's got his arm on that ball and it's down. But the ball survived.
Insufficient evidence, not absolutely clear. Of course, if the referee had gone the other way, that would have been a try. But the referee on the field didn't think it had hit the ground. So
There's three backfield players on there. He shouldn't even be over the line, really.
it remains at 4-0, and it's been quite an eventful opening 10 minutes, hasn't it? One way or another. And that's in the kill to the game with a late withdrawal of Logan Lewis and netting a night for that venture so far. Stages now have a chance to build pressure inside the Wakefield half. His kick for touch sets an excellent platform here for the Bradford Bulls. Leg with a tap. Looking to the middle. Will play. Again, looking left and just tries to explode through that gap. It's hands up. Opportunity there. He almost created. Skills down. Picked up one-handed by Ackers again. Mellors involved. Nicarima with a short pass, but Wakefield's defence is well organised. Another set of 6 here. Wakefield slow to clean them off. Nicarima goes off. Plenty of tackles in the back, so good chance of having a go from there. And now they look. Oh, that is very good. That is absolutely excellent.
Well, rest is also cleaning well now.
So we're up upstairs once again. The invitation. The ability of Chris Kendall having a look at the videos. Is this a try or no try? No try, not the open. What about the video rep? Let's see.
We have a line called no try. We have a line called no try. We're looking at the line of run of Sam Fulton. He's running an overs line. Hits the Wakefield defender outside shoulder. Okay, this then dents him and stops him getting a clean tackle on Aikens. He's on the back foot. And then he's materially disadvantaged by that bump. It's no try. I've made a decision.
He's made a decision.
Was minded that it wasn't a try, backed up by what we saw and by the analysis there.
Yes, and Fulton just continues his run and he hits the right edge of Wakefield. Well, that's one try a piece chalked off Dave, and I might have gone a little bit early there, thinking that this Wakefield team were going to put a heavy score on the Bulls. They've shown a little bit of fight there after a horror start.
So the most just do
It's smoothing. Menacing trio of Bradford defenders, but quickly played. Scott looks wide and still, and Johnson now is running freely, and Scott and Tim Warner are staying on their support. And Tate will play. Truman. McMeekan puts over the top. It's a ball. This is a ball into the hands of Local Boston.
Wakefield opened them up down that left edge, and then the ball over the top from Miles Walford. It's the right idea. Wrong execution though. Team to have gone forward. Back Wakefield, both edges, Bolton. Really strong middle as well there. They can strike from anywhere.
It's open this play. The carry's so meaning at the top end of the table. As we said earlier, from Wakefield's point of view, a chance to go second. And a couple of points clear.
Yeah, we know how important that top two finishes, Dave. 24 with the grand finalists. They've gone on and won it, finished inside that top two.
People are just assuming that Leeds are going to finish top. But we've been around long enough, we've seen enough seasons to know that sometimes there are results you do not expect and runs of form you do not expect. So there's still favourites to finish top.
I think they will be. They'll finish top of the tree. It's just who's going to fall in second behind them, Dave. Watch the team competing for each every week.
Gets a kick away on the last play. Watches his man underneath it. It's a little bit of pressure on Roberts. Keeps time from Ethan Ryan to make the tacklers his feet on the
Good kick chase as well from Ethan Ryan. 60 metres out of the backfield last week. Tom Johnson once more wins another penalty. Has to get the message out about these yardage penalties, Dave. That's number 4, I think, and make it now. It's just too easy over that.
that concession of position that they cannot afford to give away.
Energy-wise, it'd be so much easier defending teams when they're coming out from their own end. This part here, into that final 20 metres zone, it's really hard to race. There's no more land behind you. And as we saw early on, with Vangenat, opportunity just to fall over it.
Tamaga hitting the ground, but only about 15 away. And Wakefield offering a real threat again here. It's a decent carry. Garcia and the ball's been ripped from his grasp in a 2-man tackle. Penalty for Wakefield.
The next 6 ones in the bin for me, Dave. There's too many penalties. Wakefield, they are the best team in the competition from scoring from penalties.
Well, it's a second Guinea 2 points that they turn their back on in terms of kicks for goal. Didn't go the way they wanted last time. How about here? Can they turn this into 6? It's Truman.
It's the right 10 today. Armitage has come all that way to make that tackle.
Smoothie. Tamaga. He's pushing himself in there again. 4 defenders occupied in stopping his progress. What does that leave behind? Smoothie goes out. Truman offering it back to the middle. Angle run by Staunton. And again, a swarming defensive effort from Bradford. 4 again getting in there. Back it comes to Truman again. Tamaga. Wanted the offload, but his arms are opened by Atkins' efforts. It's the last play. Truman smuggling it into the hands of Bradford. No further. And again, so many balls from Bradford in the way.
They start this set inside that 10 by 10 box in that right hand side of the field.
It's always Johnson this year. It feels like we're in the club back to 1996, doesn't it? Sunny evening. And then you're there enjoying it, but they're not enjoying that because the balls are knocked on again. They will look back at a video of this and point to so many of their own mistakes in the opening 16 minutes.
It's only 4-0. Jake Truman. A shot there on Conway who spills the ball on play 2. Scrum 15 metres out. Huge chance and opportunity for Wakefield lies ahead in this next set.
Absolutely dominating possession at the moment, Wakefield Trinity. 69% with 17 minutes played, just under.
Once again, with this possession and only out 4 points.
This is Mike Wakefield. Truman. The pass is behind Rob, and what he can do is recover that position. Tate. Still they pack. Still they search for a second try here, dominating this field position. Tabango. But again, the Bradford defensive effort is pretty good at the moment. And here comes the last play. Truman once more with a chip that chases on from Wolsey. He catches in midair. But he's challenged and he's out of play. Bradford's defense looking unbreakable in the last few minutes.
They certainly are. Really working hard for one another here, and Truman just forced to the kick to the corner for Lachlan Walmsley. He does ever so well to get that ball back into the field of play. He throws it into Wonga Blake. 3D not played that, so Bradford pulls him down. Thanks for taking this ball out of their own end here, leaving Ryan.
It is only 4-0.
Yeah, remarkably. Taking some power juice out of Bradford.
Inside the opening 2 minutes when that try was scored, but since then Bradford have plugged on by their fingernails at times. River, the short pass. Goes Akin, who's got a launch one up in the air. Walmsley should be comfortably under control. He is, but he can't go away from Wonga Blake who makes a tackle to.
And
There's been a lot of talk about heat and the need to rehydrate at sporting occasions in recent weeks, but pleased to report it's not too bad here tonight. It's warm, but it's not stifling, is it? Last play, so to be Truman's boot was called into action. It's underneath and catches safe. Turning to burst here. This is Akin who picks up, and Bradford looking to travel again here. Scurrilous. Willing to give. Reno was looking sharp there, wasn't he? This again is the last Akin.
that's
The kick was there to be contested. Ryan was ever so well to get through the first line of defence. They tried pushing him out of the way, but he runs round it. And then pinches the pocket of Lachlan Walmsley.
Horrendous.
That's a great score, that. 4-4, somehow, Dave. It's 4-4.
We rarely got them.
Try and confirm with the background as they all are this year. It's always been checked just in case, but that's all clear. That's just an aerial battle, wasn't it? And Ethan Ryan doing terrifically well.
Just out competes everybody on that left that right edge, sorry. Ethan Ryan 100% committed to that task to get that ball and score. The ball's here now. Larkin, chance to lead this game. 4 from 4 last week, Chris Atkin.
Well, you put this in the middling category, wouldn't you, in terms of difficulty? And remains at 4 feet, but testimony to the fighting spirit and abilities. It's still that it's not even rolling in second place. Don't have much possession. They do find themselves level at 4 points apiece.
30% possession, conceded 6 penalties, and came up with 3 errors. And somehow it's took 22 minutes.
Total blame.
Michael shoots at a devil. It's like they went in a condemned flat.
It's exactly what you're saying that.
But they are in the ground. There you go. That is part of the Unsel makeup. Here's Blake.
Starting to find a little bit of rook speed. Figgles Nella gets rid of one again. He's falling on his foot with players just chasing back now from Wakefield here.
To the last second, we'll let him put it up there again. Just Harry Walmsley having his pockets picked once, but it's Ryan this time commits the penalty. And Josh Rourke is going to be hurting after that. An apology from Ethan Ryan. And apologises to his opponent as well. Clumsy, but it could have fairly dire consequences here for Josh Rourke, who took quite a tumble.
I don't think there was any intent from Ethan Ryan to again. It was another penalty there.
Josh Rourke is pretty good at catching these big kicks, isn't he? Whether it's in defence or on attack. There's never any doubt that he was going to get it. But my goodness, that knocks the wind out of his head, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just depends though how the referee views this, but I think he'll go into the business. I think there's a chance to pull out of it, Dave. I really do.
Here we go. Well, Ethan Ryan knew it made a mistake. I don't think there was any intent here.
It's a high level of day against 10 minutes and then
10 minutes. Celebrating the try. But it's not going to be for 10 minutes now.
0-0. Ethan Ryan has to sit down for 10 minutes. You got a sense the card was coming there. Just too many penalties. We spoke about it. If they didn't fix up the discipline, it would have been sent to the bin. And it's Ethan Ryan on this occasion.
It's moving. Let's have done it. And here's a familiar sight off the bench. Carlos Martelli. Yet to start a game in 2026, but 17 times now he's come off the bench and often wreaks havoc. Wakefield on the back of that early one. Here comes a second, but it's a ball. So Bradford get the relief and pull back.
A bit loose from Wakefield there. A bit Meakin. He disagrees. He thinks this is okay, this ball. I'll have to say, harsh. Back to Kai's Fartelli there. What a goal hero he's become at Wakefield over the last couple of seasons.
Two tries last week, but the manner in which he scores those tries is outstanding. That's what's coming up, by the way. When you go across the bottom of your screen. Starting round at 19 of the Betfred Super League. mentioned earlier, into the final third. It only seems like 2 minutes since we were getting excited when the season was kicking off, and here we are. Not quite in the last lap, but not far away.
Again, he wants to kick it all off. York team beating Hull KR. Famous first night for them in the Super League.
A week later, Hull KR being crowned world champions.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thrilling game. We've had a few eye catchers and breathtakers, haven't we, so far this season, and you can be assured plenty more of those as well before the season ends in the grand final at Old Trafford. First weekend in October. Bradford Bulls are playing their part tonight in an entertaining game. Put back in, just getting management, putting it on the play, making Wakefield one half from deep inside the goal.
But also, we've all just eaten a few more seconds down off that clock. Of course, we can see just under 8 minutes left before Ethan Ryan gets back out there and the Bulls go back up to 13. I think we mentioned earlier with all that possession that Wakefield will be looking for more points. Well, he certainly will be in this period now with having that extra number.
Moxley joining in the middle to help with that go forward. Hamlin Ueli rumbling forward, finding extra yards here, smoothing up from dummy half, dodges that left hand side, but Truman's waiting. Pass out wide to Johnston. This will be the last coming up. Where does he go? Truman launching it, Walmsley underneath it with the catch, sweeping it away to stop. But it's blocked again by Bradford Bulls, and dropping on it wonderfully.
Outstanding again from the Bulls. Just able to deal with another threat from Wakefield.
There is a size issue here at Walsall, isn't there? The width of the pitch, it's one of the narrowest, if not the narrowest in Super League. Opponents would argue that Bradford are more used to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it a big advantage?
It certainly is. It's like an extra defender there. 6 metres it is.
Atkins kick. Walmsley with a kick up. Here comes Lawford. Josh Raw having recovered from that dramatic tumble a short while ago. Truman at dummy half. Johnston springing back towards the middle. Smoothy's having a look around. Tilly might want to get involved. He's a little flatter there now, so left he goes. Tate.
Wakefield Trinity substitution brought to you by Montaz, leaving the pitch.
His picks. Just on the field for the interchange bench as well. Just a measure of the kick, just to make sure that it's not challenged necessarily, but that Bradford have to start from difficult territory.
Really fancied the left edge for Wakefield after Bradford started to test their kicks.
There's a bit of fortune there with the offload from Blake, and Akins is to scramble an extra couple of yards. Super League, of course, with NRL action. And NRLW as well over the weekend. Armitage. To get behind the 40 when he lets that fly. I don't think it's going to trouble the touchline. Is it might trouble the goal line, and it does. It rolls dead, and it's a tap back on the 20.
Something the Bulls to deal with here, but more of a clearing kick, Dave. Which means this Wakefield team has to turn around and get behind the ball. Sometimes that option's not a bad one when you've been defending your own end for a long period.
Cruising game down the middle of the field. Playing a little untidily. It's back inside again for Hamlin Ueli. But again, they're making some distance here. Truman. Here's Smoothie. Picks again. Houston in what is good for Wakefield. In that central row. 1 play to go. Smoothy will pick up and delivers left. Lawford now with a little grubber kick into the in-goal area. The ball's bobbing everywhere. There's a dive from Tate. He had a good long look at that, didn't he? Once he got up, looking very confident. And the try given on them, of course, it's going to be checked. But just at the moment, Wakefield have their second with half an hour play.
That was a neat kick from Miles Lawford. Just threads the needle. And there's a competition on that left side. Will Tate, he gets his 6th try of the season. Just see here. The young half there, right foot, threads it through. Guy Armitage can't deal with it. Connor Wynn in pursuit there. But Will Tate gets to the ball first. Delicate kick. Armitage completely misses it.
Well, the video referee's given everything up to the point of the grounding. He's just having a look at the grounding now. Just in a
that was a try, wasn't it?
Any part of the upper body can touch it down the course if they've not already got hold of the ball. So an element will do.
Like a knockout.
It looks like he gets his forearm to it.
It is confirmed. And Wakefield do have that 8-4 lead. Oh, it's not confirmed yet. Not confirmed yet.
What's this, mate?
It's a shocker from Guy Armitage. He's looking the opposite way. Just seeing if he gets there.
What we've got?
That looks like a knockout to me, but I don't know. They have different rules nowadays.
No. Take that back. He's now confirmed he's the video referee should have long hard logic that. But he has now decided that is a try.
Yeah, I think if Guy Armitage watches that back, he'll not be best pleased with his attempt. He's completely looking the opposite way to where the threat is. He completely misses the ball. It presents an opportunity for Will Tate, who just competes against Connor Wynn. Gets there first. Wakefield back in front.
Well, Josh Rourke resuming his kicking role. Shot on there. He's taking his time and strikes it. How well? Well enough is the message. And 10 points to ball.
It's in the bin as well. 2 minutes left to go. Across the card, maybe.
He hasn't played half the game so far this season, Will Tate, hasn't he? 10 appearances, but 7 tries in those 10 appearances. Not a bad return.
Really good that way too, isn't it? 2026, the amount of depth that they've got. People just come in and do more than just an okay job. Five-year deal. Right edge back roller. Oh, hits with a wobble.
Smoothie. Taken on again by Hamlin Ueli. That's absolute wrecking ball down the middle, but 3 of them making sure that he doesn't advance any further than he needs to. It's back with Truman again. It's underneath him, the chase is on that Rourke always gives Wakefield an option, doesn't he, with those high kicks? He loves to try and have lead the opposition for them.
Yeah, it's just great work from him. It's not a kick chase, Dave, it's a sprint, and what that means is he just traps inside, well inside their own half. Again, it's the easiest part of the field to defend where Wakefield are at the moment.
The last few seconds of Ethan Ryan off on the field, so Bradford about to get back to 13 players. And they are right now as Ethan Ryan stalks back onto the field, but I can see the try while he's been off. Atkins' kick is high, not over demanding of Lachlan Walmsley.
Wanted a little bit more purchase on that, just came off his boot awkwardly. Cam Scott now just finding a little bit of space in behind the rock and getting inside. Could play the ball here.
Smoothie again. Across the line, Johnson involved. Can a decent carry after the initial contact with the Bradford defenders. Just making them step back. The rest of that Bradford defensive line, an extra yard or two. This is Anthony Whaley who bruises himself back into it again, but he's lost the ball. Lost in contact, the referee says. So Bradford have it back. As a captain's challenge. See what the referee says about this.
Forward call for it.
So, video referee has a look at this. Kyle, what do you reckon?
I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really see how the ball came out live.
Right.
But it looks like it might be Chris Atkin who's all over Hamlet Llewellyn's ball carrying arm. Just depends whether he loses it or there's a rip in there. I think this might go in Wakefield's favour here, Dave.
Well, the video referee's having a good at this. When was the ball stolen? He's fairly convinced the ball was pulled out, but it's a question of when was that a two-man tackle?
Yeah.
Was that ball stolen before it became a two-man tackle?
I think so. I think there's enough in there before he's pitching that ball just there at that moment. So I think it's going to be Wakefield's challenge.
I think this is...
Yeah, you can just see there Chris Atkin as he comes down onto that ball, he takes that in possession. And I think that, it's confirmed.
Challenge
Big
successful.
solo 1-on-1. Chris, you're playing the ball. Tackle one.
Challenge successful. I thought Wakefield challenged that. Well,
No, time off.
hang on. We're going to need some explaining. Let's listen to the referee. Well, there you go. There's explanation. It wasn't a knock-on. So, no, challenge the knock-on. It wasn't a knock-on. It's a one-on-one ball steal. So, Bradford get the play the ball in possession back.
We carry on.
Hope that's clear.
We carry on.
Hope that's clear. So, as you were in terms of captain's challenges, they've both got another one at least. And Bradford had the ball. But not everyone is happy. There's Sutton. Here's Atkins. Flat pass sees Bradford travel inside the Wakefield half, but only one to go as Russell gets to his feet. Atkins kick. Walmsley. A little bit of deviation by the ball, a bit of breeze in the wind, but it's safely enough, but only to be called by Sutton. Johnson.
But it's because they empty.
Good little stepping. Rourke. Well, direct this time from Staunton. Jimmy Pitts launching it back, and Lawford steps away. He hopes to get each other. They just keep coming and coming, and he can't get rid of the defenders in his face. So this will be the last play of the 6. Trimmer's got a bit of depth of that, but Wakefield catches in the field of play. Akins. They're determined to keep the ball alive here to try and find a way out. This is one good leg.
That's the ball for 2 times, Dave, in 2026. I don't think particularly when they're here. They're not frightened to play and move this ball around. You can unpick, you can unpack. It's one of the best defences in the competition when you do that.
Well, Kirk Haggerty had that partnership in Paul in Salford, didn't he? And clearly a philosophy that he had then and he has now. Now that going no further. Staunton hurt in the back of that. He's still on the ground, but Rafa carried on, walks underneath it. Doesn't really have to lift his feet off the ground to catch it. He is caught by Armitage.
There's a clear down in the centre part field for the Bulls as well.
I think it's Russell, isn't it? Plays beyond it. Well, I was going to say plays beyond it, so we carry on, but the referee's decided now that it could be a problem.
Not sure what happened there. Collects that catch and goes skirting across the field. There must have been contact there on Russell.
John Life his third Super League club in the last couple of years as well, isn't he? Dan Russell having signed for Warrington last year and a spell on loan at Salford, and now here he is at Bradford. And he's just going to do to the face.
Just looks like he catches the side of his head and see him leave the field here for a HIA. Just as he's going to make that tackle on Raw. Yeah, it's that heel, isn't it? Just catches him. Will be okay. I think it's Warrington up next for the Bulls, isn't it, here? On the clock. I don't think that if you can't force, I don't think there'll be panic stations, really. I think it's quite remarkable, given the opening 20 minutes, Dave.
Looks like you're going to have quite a shine here as well, doesn't it? Dan Russell. Well, that's ever stopped a rugby player from carrying on, but to the head of that, he checks out the medical stuff as well, so he goes off for an HIA. And luckily, we thought he was going to be spending the night as 18th man. Because of the late injury to Logan Lewis, and found himself promoted to the bench, now comes on the field.
There'll be a little bit of a reshuffle. Too sure if Luke Rooney will play in that back role. He's got an Armitage who might find himself out there.
Here's Martin. Change of direction, but no change in the intent of the defence. Smoothie. One-handed pick up and off he goes. You're talking about players with pedigree. It comes to the back end of the season. He's one of them, isn't he, with grand final experience. The kick is from Lawford. The catch is from Ryan.
Jesse Cam Scott. His first touch.
Right. With the hustle.
Wakefield Trinity is brought to you by Montage League Edition for 12 matches.
Here's Andy Ackers. He's full time. Trying to stretch the line.
Brought to you by Montage League Edition for 11. Jack Wilson, being replaced by number 22, Luke Bailey.
Ankin on the last play, sticks it high in the air, rocks travelling a distance. Top of the ball, and Bradford get it back, and Ethan Wright picks it up. 0-2 for Atkins, got down. It's up to the side.
Again, it wasn't the neatest of kicks, and it means if Rowan has to travel a fair distance to come and claim that ball.
But it wasn't offside here, wasn't it? It was
You see the left edge there. They do well enough in the kick defence there, the kick chase to protect the fullback and give him as much time, but in the end he just smells it cold.
with a challenge that the referee decided wasn't a wrap, so that's why Bradford had this position there on the back of that penalty. Miller fighting the rock from centre back on the inside, and Bradford very close to that Wakefield line again. Miller once more. Until he scratched Smoothie. Makes the proper contact. Well said, assess. Smoothie on the floor is significant. Puts on the burst. And the Aki stands and once again he have again. being high there. Sutton will try and twist out. In fact, it's not Sutton, it's who tries to twist out. The Lords temporarily both got out of front to get it back again here. 6 to go.
30 seconds left, so interesting to see what they do here. We're just looking, yeah, they've got the 2 game. On that call, really. Takes it into a 4-point ball game. Possession that we talked about, heavily in favour of Wakefield, has started to even itself out in this second 20 minutes.
Through the gate he comes, and off to the dressing room he goes here. Kirk Haggerty, which mixed emotions, I'm sure. What a pride, given the way the game started, his side have really clung on to contention in this game, haven't they?
There's actually sitting at play because I said I feel you.
1:20 this weekend, and lots of action on Sky Sports as well. Tomorrow, the Sharks against the Knights at 9 a.m. 2 games on the Saturday. Warriors Dragons kicks us off at 8:35. Bulldogs Tigers at 10:35, and on Sunday, the Dolphins against the Cowboys. All those on Sky Sports action, and NRLW as well. A host of games to enjoy. 3:40 a.m. Saturday morning. Raiders against the Roosters, followed by the Warriors against the Cowboys, and the Bulldogs against the Sharks. And if that wasn't enough for you, we've got even more as well. Titans against the Eels, 2:50 a.m. on Sunday morning. Broncos against the Tigers, and the Knights against the Dragons. All those on Sky Sports next. Well, the scoreboard at the moment tells you a bit of the story of the game that we weren't necessarily expecting in the opening couple of minutes. But Bradford Ball's still very much in contention, despite being under the pump for a lot of that opening spell of the game. Bradford 6, Wakefield 10, and Carl, overall there was plenty to enjoy in that first 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was, and it was the home team that would put themselves under all sorts of pressure in the opening quarter. This mistake here from Jaden Nicarima, just looking around and Connor Wynn led to the field position and shifted the ball out to the left-hand side and using Josh Walker as a foil to make that right edge of a guess and a gamble. The catch and pass from Will Tate. Sends Tom Johnston over inside the opening 2 minutes. And then it was the Bulls that hit back. Just look at the competition here between Ethan Ryan and Lachlan Walmsley. It's Ethan Ryan who just pinches the pocket of Walmsley. And he's took some finishing, the distance travel, and then to get that out and over the line. Then the Bulls hit back, and it was 4-4 at that point. But then it was Ethan Ryan 2 minutes later, Dave, who just has a little look. He ends up taking out Josh Rourke there, and that was on the back of, I think it was 6 or 7 penalties. And in the end, it was deemed dangerous enough to sit Ethan Ryan down for 10 minutes. And then with 2 minutes left to go on that sin bin, the young half just threads the needle there. Guy Armitage comes up with a howler, and it's Will Tate who's able to get to the ball first and just ground it under pressure from Connor Wynn. And that is all she wrote. The penalty in the dying embers of the first half means that it's a 4-point ball game. It's Wakefield that lead this 10 points to 6.
And that possession status has even up considerably, hasn't it? Every 20 minutes it seemed like it was all Wakefield, but they've leveled up now.
Yeah, we certainly have. Bradford up with a decent high completion rate, 86%. I mentioned the errors that he came in from Wakefield the last 15 minutes or so. And have played the ball in the opposition 27 to Wakefield, but crucially, they've only been able to get over twice. Bradford Ball's outfit have defended well for large parts, but they've probably had to do a little bit too much of it in that area.
Well, we've got 3 legends on the field at the moment, 3 Bradford legends, a couple of whom have got very strong ties with Wakefield. There's Joe Banger, who got an absolute hero's roar of a reception when he came on. Watching his Isaiah Banger, of course, and you can see, there's John Hoover, former prop forward. And Henry Paul is there as well. Henry, of course, who had Robbie Paul, Henry Paul, who United Wakefield fans were going in topless, signing as a youngster, having watched him at Wembley in a junior Kiwis game all those years ago. And what a career he had in this country as well. So celebrities there in numbers, fans are loving it, and we're looking forward to what should be a fabulous second half as well, which is coming up very soon.
head.
What? What?
Set to be right. From
Put up your right hand and your left one, two, and then.
Record-breaking season, plenty to come
Together, thank you.
this weekend as well. Huddersfield against Wigan tomorrow. Still looking for that first win for them to win it. St Helens against Catholic Saints looking for a victory spot after defeated Toulouse last week. And Warrington OKR on Saturday afternoon. Massive game for those two sides in the jostle for the top six. Home against Lee Saturday. Toulouse against York. 2 all teams at the moment going head to head on Saturday evening, and then on Sunday afternoon in Leeds Derby with the Castleford against Leeds. Leeds are going to strengthen that position at the top, and Castle always love flooding the noses of the big city rivals from just up the road. We've got an intriguing game battle going on here as well. That's a 20-4. Disastrous start for the Bulls, conceding the opening 2 minutes from the early stage. Wakefield totally on top in the early stages, but Bradford giving a battling interest in the game, but it's Wakefield who lead at half-time, knowing that a win tonight takes them 2 points clear in second position. Let's continue to spot to Buckland, and Ellis getting ready to play, having a watch on as well. Telling each other what they did in the first half, but some news, by the way, coming from the Bradford camp at half-time. Dan Russell, you remember, went off with an HIA. Well, it's good news, bad news, I'm afraid, for him at Bradford. He passed. Dan Russell, he passed the HIA, but he's now been taken to hospital to get his eye checked. So, a nice Sunday injury, he saw the shine he got from that accidental booty face. But he ain't coming back, and that's on a night when already lost Logan Lewis before the start of the game. To lose Dan Russell on their starting points for the rest of the game is another big blow, Kyle, to this Bradford side.
Yeah, it certainly is, and obviously our thoughts are with Dan Russell and hope that the eye is okay. The Bulls could go on and win this game, or I think it will be Bradford's best win this season. 40 minutes to do so.
To really come in, they've shown plenty of character already, haven't they? They have to show a heck of a lot more, given how good Wakefield have been and how good they can be tonight. It's raging forward again. Smithy was a bit of a dummy half. It's taking another stride or two towards that halfway line. It's Martini just hurling his big volley in those Bradford defenders. It's now the last, so Truman puts it up. Johnston will have a look. In fact, they just hung back and let Connor wait to catch that. Wynn immediately throws it back to Aikens in the middle. And Bradford escape a little further downfield.
Decent an open set there from Wakefield, but just missed the roll through the middle third of the field down the kick chase. Aiken, good space in and around him, just sets off Bradford with their first time with the ball in this half.
Luke Cooley, as we said, started the line as 18th man on that last carry there. But even when he was promoted to the bench, he probably did not expect to be playing the minutes that he's going to be asked to play now. The ball's inside the Trinity half, but they have hit the last play. So they're by Atkins. Oh, and it's batted back. But it's a defensive recovery from Rourke. Hang on. We've got a challenge here. Not sure what the challenge is.
That's the challenging decision of a handover.
Bradford challenging the decision of a handover.
I was thinking it came off the wall. It looked like it was J.R. Nicarima who got there first, Dave, and knocked that ball back. Contest there between Rourke and Nicarima, but on that angle, it looks like it was right. It looks like Rourke has spilled another one.
Yeah, that angle as well looks as though it's come off.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball back here, the Bulls. Again, it was another competition on the kick chase.
Well, the video referee's having a look at this while Stuart Elmer watching the replay.
Well, clearly touches.
Well, they're going to give a challenge inconclusive here, I think.
He's dropped the ball there.
I was told they were very brave to challenge that, but
The feeling for the Bulls there. Rourke spilled that ball. Get away with that one.
it's Martelli. Inconclusive though, so just to reiterate, they keep their challenge just as Wakefield did with the past time, but it's a penalty now at the Trinity.
Another yardage penalty. This time it's Andy Atkins there who's just messing around too long in and around that rock.
Kick to touch is a decent one as well, so Wakefield will start very much in the heart of that Bradford defence. The first carry will be by Staunton. Smoothing, ready himself at his input. Fitz now, putting it back, a sway of the hips from Hamlin away. Smoothing again. Fitz, passing around and gauging four of them. Smoothing. Martelli, standing start. Still has plenty of energy and plenty of power. That's his try-scoring range, isn't it, guys? Martelli, they had to be careful. Oh, Pitts! For a huge gap! Absolutely enormous gap! Johnny Pitts, his eyes would have widened and would not have believed what was in front of him, because what was in front of him was nothing. Just a run for the line.
Pitts there. Gets his second try of the season for the 35-year-old, ever present this season, but it's the work from Fartilli. This is how they got the ball back here. Questionable
See you
Whether that
guys.
does or does not come off a rock, I think it does, but Bartelli refused to be put down. Does is he pulls 4 and 5 defenders in and around that play of the ball, and then bases they don't open up from that Bartelli play of the ball. You can count them there, and that is just at this level. That is just too easy, Dave.
Well, I think at 48 you'd have still been scoring that, wouldn't you?
The importance there of dealing with Bartelli. He doesn't get put to floor. He's playing it on his terms. Too many bodies in and around it. Space is there out wide.
The back row to stick this one over. Which he does. 16 points to 6. Wakefield has the lead.
Be disappointed for these Bulls fans because, you know, one score, you would fancy maybe Bradford having a more, but then you just see there's 5 or 6 in the minute around that. And that angle just shows that no one's anywhere near it for him just to coast through.
We said that Jay Pitt, ever present this season, it's his 46th consecutive game, but he's such an important character for this league.
Looks after himself incredibly well, and he's a real asset for Darryl Powell. You mentioned there about how he operates through that middle third and moving the ball around, and he can carry the ball as well.
He's up again. Instrumental in this Wakefield side making the playoffs last year. And his teammates hoping that he's going to better, but they get the ball away here. Just goes on a ball that's hand straight into grab the possession.
Just before Nicarima ducks his head down and takes on Truman.
Here's Hooley. Akins. Brentford needing a response, needing to hit back next, you'd think.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dave.
Backers left. No, right. Nicarima now up to the line at the effort from Fulton. They're putting up quite a show here at the moment in this set. Again with a short pass, and Blake takes some holding on to by that Wakefield defence. Blake quickly again. It's with Mella. There's Nicarima. Inside comes Fulton. And this is the last play. Nicarima will look for the kick option. Ryan's up there with a try. He might have got it again. No try on the field, the referee says. An aerial battle won in the first half produced the goods. Have we seen something similar here from Ethan Ryan? Or is this going to be ruled out by the video ref? The ref on the field's not sure. Here's Chris Kendall.
That call of no try. Everyone in shot to the left is onside, but players in the middle that are off. The players that are out of shot have been called onside by the touch judges. So let's see what happens now. Okay, so that hits Guy Armitage. That hits Guy Armitage and then ricochets onto Ethan Ryan. So it hits Guy Armitage there and then hits Ethan Ryan. It's going to be a knock on, no try.
Yeah, don't think any arguments with that.
The ball just spilled forward there from Guy Armitage into Ethan Ryan. He does do well though, doesn't he, to get that ball down. But it's a no try. Just a little reminder for this Wakefield team that they're by Bradford down this end and they've got the ability to get over the line.
There is a Bradford team that is going to battle through to the end, you'd imagine. I don't think expectations were of anything like a top 6 finish in this their first season back in the Super League, but I think the expectation was effort and battle each week, and that has been the case for the most part.
We saw all the newly promoted teams there, Dave, adding that department of a good ball through here.
Gets with a lovely pass back on the inside. Rocks put to ground, but Wakefield are travelling well again. Lawford now. Here's Martilli out wide. And the black backing into him. banging into in the first occasion. This will be the last. Kick. It's not the best. Johnston groovering through. It's Victor. Slightly enough goal back on.
Slightly after the set there from 2 kicks. Very Textor. Do anything to the balls as Aikens just gives the ball out to Wonga Blake.
This is 36 Super League meeting between these two. By the race, Armitage tries to go. Bradford dominating 27-8 in terms of wins. So, a reflection of those early days of Super League where Bradford were one of the real powerhouses.
Wakefield was sat at the other end of the scale, and now they're a club that people are potentially talking about grand finalists.
Wakefield would have looked at Bradford and would have thought that's the model we need to follow. Right now, Bradford are looking at Wakefield and thinking similar. Watkins kick, but it's penalty for Wakefield. Looking at the runners that were coming away as a kicker.
Just see keep an eye on the kick pressure as they go to apply it to Aiken. Mella just checks and moves it. What's happened, Uella? Penalty.
That's a big kick as well, that has stopped you very much on the front foot. Isaiah Manganar. Chris Barton. Two big boppers having a go. Setting a platform for what comes next. Pitts into the line. And Ueli reaching. The noise is lifting it up. Really ideas. The excitement, the atmosphere inside this ground just at the moment. Backwards. Here's Sutton.
Leaving the pitch number 38.
Again, Boston back. The Carino!